Alright, Shalom Makim. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teaches you word in all true faith and sincerity. And yeah, today, I just want to title this lesson, The Annihilation of the Edomites, Thus saith the Lord. You know, and I said Thus saith the Lord because throughout the scriptures, it talks about the total extinction of the Edomites, starting with the book. Throughout the scriptures, it tells you that the Edomites are going to be most desolate. But Obadiah is that book that lets you know that that nation of Edom is going to be totally extinct, man. Got this Bible right here. Let's see, we got it's one of my older swords, but it got a lot of heavy meat. It got a lot of meat in there. It's called the Open Bible Expanded Edition. It's a little toe up, you use that sword to get kind of dull, you know what I mean? So, pretty much, it gives you a little overview before you read the chapter, and it's called the Survey of Obadiah. I don't know if you can really get it for real. The Survey of Obadiah, and I'm gonna read that. Lord will, this edifying, man, because the Edomites have to be done away with, man. They were created to be the wicked. And after those 1,000 years, it will be no reason for them to even be here on the earth again, man. The nation of Edom, whatever the Lord do with the spirits of the Edomites, that's what he do. But we know for a fact that the nation of Edom would not be here, man. So this is the Survey of Obadiah. Obadiah is the shortest book in the Old Testament, 21 verses. But it carries one of the strongest messages of judgment in the Old Testament. And that's why, that's one of the reasons why they tell you these so-called Christians, these fake Christians, pseudo-Christians, tells you that the Old Testament is done away with because of this. Number one is this book right here, man. Number one is because of this book right here, the book of Obadiah, which these Christians don't even know about the book of Obadiah. You grab 2 pages at once to find a book in the scriptures. You can easily go over it. Matter of fact, it's right behind Amos, and it's between Amos and Jonah. Sometimes you trying to find it, you can get a little. You gotta be careful. When you get to Amos, you gotta flip 1 page at a time, man, because this is the shortest book. But guess what? It carries the strongest judgment, and that judgment is the whole extinction of a nation, man. And it lets you know Yahweh Shemel Shai, straight to the point. It ain't need 30 chapters to tell you why the so-called white man needs to be destroyed. The Edomites, is in 1 chapter, 21 verses, man. So it says, for Edom, there are no pleas to return, no words of consolation or hope. Edom's fate is sealed, and there are no conditions for possible deliverance. And this is in the Bible, man. This is the Survey of Obadiah, man. And the Open Bible, they call it the Expanded Edition, So, and hey, man, these Edomites know what's going on, and that's why they tell you that the Old Testament is done away with, because I know there's plenty of other scriptures, throughout the OT. But hey, this is a heavy book right here, Obadiah, man. And it says the Most High will bring total discretion upon Edom, and there will be no remnant. It says Obadiah is Edom's day in court, complete with Edom's arraignment, indictment, and sentence. So that hey is all in that this one book, those 21 verses. And matter of fact, because guys like to talk about context, well, here go the titles for the context. The title for the contest is, it says the predictions of judgment on Edom, the reasons for the judgment on Edom, the results of the judgment on Edom, the possession of Edom by Israel, and that possession is talking about their land, because a people is going to be done away with. So we're going to just take their land, man. You know. So I'm gonna kind of pretty much jump around in this, and I got a couple more scriptures on just just a quick lesson, Aki, man. So this Obadiah verse, let's see. You know what? I start at verse 10. It says, For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And yeah, and that's what happened. The violence against your brother Jacob, even until this day, man. Because you just had it set in your heart once Isaac died that you was gonna kill Jacob, man. And the scriptures tell you that you matter of fact, let's get that in Psalms. What is it? Psalms 50. Bear with me, Akim, real quick. This Psalms chapter 50 and verse 20. It says, Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thy own mother's son. And who else that could be talking about, man? Who else? You can't say that was Moab and Ammon. They had two different mothers. Only one they could be talking about is Jacob and Esau, man. And that's what happened. This is a perpetual. You had always had a perpetual hatred against us, man. Even Jacob, is a merciful people as a whole. Soft-hearted. But you devils, man, you've been holding this grudge since the beginning, man. And guess what? Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna return the favor upon you, because the Lord got a strong hatred from you from the beginning, as well. Starting back with Cain, because it was a commandment not to touch Cain, because he is the one that's going to touch Cain. He is the one that's going to get that judgment against Cain, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, man. And guess what? When he touched Cain, it's not going to be no more Cain left, man. We're going back and Obadiah verse 11, it says, In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gate and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. So you was always was looking forward to our downfall, man. And you was always there when it concerned our downfall, man. You pointed us out to the Babylonians. To tell you that in read that Psalms. It tells you that it said, raise it, even to the foundation. Well, guess what? It's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be returned upon you. Which, hey, man, you Edomites got a lot to pay for, man. You really do. And that's why the Lord he told Saul to slay all, even the cattle, because that's what's gonna happen here in America. Everything on this place, on the land of America, if you're not being beamed up by the chariots, you're gonna be totally destroyed, man. You're gonna be most desolate, wholly desolate, man. And the Edomites around the world is gonna be gathered up. It'll be brought into slavery, and pretty much out of those 1,000 years, which is not gonna be as these 1,000 years at this time, because the time is sped up, man. It's gonna be a long, slow, drawn out 1,000 years, man. You're gonna feel every millisecond of that captivity, man. It says, let's see, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of disgrace. Yeah, because you devils, man, you got a lot to pay for. And this is your what it says. This is Obadiah is Edom's day in court. So hey, man, you got the evidence, and we bringing it out, man. And guess what? That's why the scripture said. The why it says in the survey again, it says there are no conditions for possible deliverance, because the evidence is too heavy, man. There's nothing you can say. You can't even what they call it, get a plea deal and think that you just gonna get life without parole. No, the Lord is gonna. He got you on death row, man. Pretty much. You got to serve 1,000 years of slavery, and you're gonna be extinct, man. That's why the title of the lesson is the total annihilation of the Edomites. Thus said the Lord, because this is the judgment of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. So matter of fact, I'm just gonna jump down to verse 18. That's the famous verse right there, man. So this is Obadiah verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. For they shall counter in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining in the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. So Yahweh Shemel Shai said that there will not be no more Edomites left, man. There will be no more Edomites left, man, because of what they have done, their works, man. The scripture says, every man is gonna receive his reward, man, according to his works. What the works, the reward of the Edomites is those missiles coming on here, shooting on the shores of America, getting rounded up, digging up them bodies. Digging them graves, picking up them dead bodies. That's the beginning of them 1,000 years of hardcore bondage. And after that big bonfire, man, you Edomites are going to be done away with totally, and throughout the scriptures, man, because this is all a build up to the discretion of America, man. That's why the books are open now, because now we have hope that this is not the end all be all, because that's what the Edomites push on you, starting grade school and everything. They just make it seem like that this is the end all be all, man. You're going to you have a history class. They'll give you the history and all that, but and even in that, they let you know that they're the damn devil, because even they'll tell you about their history and how they came into power, and thinking that there's nothing that's going to be returned upon their own head. But guess what? It is, man. But this is Job chapter 18. And I started on verse 16. It says, his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. Yeah, because, man, this is a bad dream, man. And when the Lord finally destroy this place, man, hey, that's gonna be that's gonna be mercy, man. That the Lord is gonna wipe away this memory from us, man. But even though we're gonna, that new Passover, we're gonna remember, the time. But hey, man, just that everyday life, you waking up with an alarm clock, man. That's a nightmare, man. Because even these devils, they know that they're going down. They say he should not feel quietness in his belly. But hey, that's even come down to us when, like, on a Sunday evening, you gotta go to work in the morning, man. You dreading it, but you can't. You know what I mean? You laying down in the bed, you can't sleep because you gotta go to work in the morning, man. And that's how it is with these elites. They know that they gotta go down, man. And they up all night. They, got pain pills, what they call them, these oils, man. They on these oils, Percocets, all that, man, because they know they can't do nothing about it, man. The scriptures gotta come to pass. These are the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. When we continue on, it says, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall have neither son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. And why did it say son or nephew? Because that's your line, man. That's how the that seed of that nation is be able to continue on through the men. And the Lord said there shall be no son or nephew. There still ain't gonna be no Edomite women as well, man. After those 1,000 years, man, gonna be complete annihilation, a complete extinction of the Edomites, man. You know. So yeah, Aki, man, I just hope that we edify and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elected teaching around our true faith and sincerity. Shalom.